Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today's project I'm calling Tragic Beauty, and it's going to be a tall, deep scrunch. So I'm going to try really hard not to overwork this one and just do tall peaks and low valleys, creating that tall, deep scrunch. And I'm doing it in my over-the-sink strainer that I got from Amazon. They come in a 2-pack. They're amazing and I love them. And I do have links down below in the description box for the over-the-sink strainer and everything else that I use for tie-dye. So go ahead and check that out. What I love about using these is I could do 2 projects in one tote and it's a real space saver. For this project, I'm doing the dye over ice method. So when you're in the groups and you see DOI, that's the abbreviation for dye over ice. So the name Tragic Beauty comes from Kathy Greger. I had posted one of the zombie shirts, I think it was the vintage red zombie shirt, somewhere on Facebook, and she suggested this color palette, and when she does it she calls it Tragic Beauty. So I'm staying with her theme and I'm also calling this one Tragic Beauty, and this is a gorgeous color combination, so I have high hopes that it's going to turn out really beautiful. As I'm tidying up and closing up all the jars, I'm just sort of adding a little sprinkle of dye, just for good measure. I give the project a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. Even though the shirt's already been pre-soaked in soda ash, I'm adding quite a bit of ice to this, so I want to make sure the pH stays up around 10.5 to 11 during the batching process so the procion dye can bond with the natural fibers in the cotton shirt. And I just decided to add a little more ice to the top just to help get the dye moving. Then you want to set the project aside and let it batch at 70 degrees or higher for at least 24 hours after the ice melts. I let the project batch for the full 48 hours, and there isn't a lot of saturation on the back, and I am concerned about it, but you guys know I typically don't flip my projects very often. I sort of just set it and forget it, and that is how I learn. So now it's time for the rinse out, and you want to start by using cold water. That's going to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then increase your water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine, and I like to do hot water cycles using Kirillon. And then I like to do a final hot water cycle using Millsoft. Then I'll put it in the dryer, and I'll iron it, and we'll come back and we'll see the results. Well, here it is, guys. Here's our Tragic Beauty Tall Deep Scrunch after it's been washed and dried. And I do think this shirt is really pretty. I just wish there was a lot more of it. I like to have a lot of color on my projects, but I know that there are many people that look at this and think it's perfect the way it is because they don't like a lot of dye on their shirts. I know it seems like there is a lot of white, but there really isn't anymore. It has like an ivory tone and in some areas a gray tone, not white. I wish there was more of the pinks and the vintage red in there. I think that the blue is coming from the Ashes to Ashes, but it's my first time using it, so I'm not quite sure. It could also possibly be coming from mixing with the vintage red and the dusty rose. Without swatching these colors out, all of them out individually, I'm not 100% sure. But I know that for the Misty Rose, I think powder pink is a really good dupe. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this shirt. My first instinct is to dye it again. So like over dye it, use the same colors and just add more to it. Or possibly just turn it into something else, like tie it up into a geode and add darker colors. I don't know. So I'm going to kind of wait and see what your reaction is. If I have a lot of people saying, no, it's perfect, leave it alone. Maybe I'll just see if somebody wants to buy it. If not, I'll probably throw it into the re-dye pile and, get after it. But for me personally, where I do see more dense areas of dye, I do like that look a lot better. But that's just me, Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So overall, I'm pleased with this shirt. And, I might try this again on a spiral. So overall, I'm happy. What do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up, and click the bell and set it to all. That way you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing!